Okay, guys, let's get ready with our Easter devil eggs. We are going to have a blast. We're going to have so much fun. So here, as you can see, I have my eggs boiling. As on your water boil, let it boil for 3 more minutes. Turn off your fire. Let those eggs sit in that water for 5 to 6 minutes. Then remove them, put them on cold water. Leave them in that cold water until it's time to peel. All right. Here, as you can see, I have a carrot and I'm cutting a few strips because we are going to be creating our mouthpieces for our little chicken. So first, I like to start by cutting little squares. And then out of that little square, I like to create my little triangles by cutting from one end to the next, as you can see. And guys, what I like to do, I like to cut squares and also rectangles. So like that, I could create triangles, but in different sizes and different shapes. Some of them little fat, some of them little longer. You just want to have different sizes. So like that, when you put in your little chicken together, you can have some fun, okay? And be creative. Next, we are creating our little eyes, and I'm using some black olives. And as you can see here, I am using a straw, and I'm squeezing the straw to give it an oval shape. As you can see, okay? And guys, this is very easy to do. Do not get intimidated. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it. All right? So as you can see, I'm creating little oval shapes for the eyes. I'm going to show you one more time. As you can see, I squeezed the little straw to give it the oval shape. Put the olive through it. And look how simple it comes out. So just create quite a few of them so you could play around. You could play around. You could play around. All right, so now we are going to be peeling our eggs. And while we're doing this, guys, and you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the bell icon that's going to let you know every time I upload a new video. So you could get what, guys? You already know that front seat, guys, that front seat. I have a lot of great recipes coming your way. As you can see, I cut my eggs the long way. And now I'm removing the egg yolk and putting the egg yolk in a bowl. And on this one, I'm removing the end of each side, as you can see, and make sure they stand up. And then I'm going to create a zigzag design right in the middle. Right in the middle, guys. And you want to make sure that you are cutting through the egg white and not the egg yolk. Look at that. Nice. And I remove the egg yolk from the egg white. And be careful, guys, because sometimes the egg whites are thinner than other. So just be careful. And what I like to do, I like to put my egg whites in cold water because I like to rinse them out. Make sure they don't have no egg yolks on it. So when it's time to color them, they are very clean and smooth. So now we are going to create our color water. And as you can see, I got 4 clear cups here and some vinegar. Yes, some vinegar. So I got a cap full of white vinegar, and that's enough for all 4 cups. And I'm using buttercream color. Or you could use regular food coloring. And this buttercream colors, you could find it at Walmart, at Hobby Lobby, Michael, Joann Fabric, any of those, guys, and you'll be fine. All right, since I'm a cake decorator, I have plenty of these colors, so I'm using these. But you could use regular food coloring. It's all preference. They're all the same to me, if you ask me. All right. And now I'm adding some of my egg whites in here. Remember, we cleaned them really good first before we do the coloring part. And now, while they sit in that color water for 10 to 12 minutes, we are going to prep our egg yolk mixture. So here I added some black pepper, a little bit Old Bay, some Cajun seasoning, and now I'm adding some mayo. And you could use any mayo of your preference, all right? There's no right and wrong again. And when I'm doing this, guys, I like to add my seasoning, especially the ones that have salt, a little bit at a time. Because remember, you could always add, but you cannot take away. So just be patient. And this is another ingredient I love using in my deviled eggs. I like adding some pickle juice. Yes, yes, some pickle juice. And I'm telling you, give it such a good taste. And if you don't like pickles or pickle juice, guys, you don't have to add it. But I'm telling you, it is a game changer now. And here, as you can see, I tasted my egg yolk. And I decided, okay, I want a little bit more Cajun and a little bit more Old Bay. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And also a little pinch of, you already know, some onion powder. And again, guys, any of these seasonings that you don't like, you don't have to add. All right, just play around with it until you get to the taste that you want. All right, so here our egg whites, they've been sitting in our color water for at least 12 minutes. And I'm going to start removing them. So this is the orange ones. And guys, you could do any color, your preference. Now this is the pink one. Look at how pretty. And I have some paper towel on the plate. But I want you to see this. I want you to see this. This is what also another thing that vinegar does. And it does it with some colors, and some of them it doesn't. I don't know why. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It gives it like a tie-dye effect. All right. It opens, like when you add vinegar to it, it opens, I don't know, like the pores of the egg whites, and it just create these wonderful designs, guys. And guys, you don't have to worry about your egg whites tasting like vinegar. It does not taste like vinegar. All right. So if you worry about that, nope, that's not going to happen. But it helps with letting that color sink in and also creating those beautiful tie-dye look and all of that. And as you can see, I already created this, and I make sure that they dry, guys, like especially the little shells like this. And I grabbed the paper towel and just dab it a little bit and make sure the center was dry. So here I have in my hand what they call the pastry bag. You could get this anywhere. And this tip, it's a cake decorating tip. I think it's number 2A. It's a round tip. You could get it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any of those places. And you have yourself some pastry bags and some tips. All right. I will give you, like I said, the number to the tips that I use. So this one to create the chicken is just the large 2A. And this was a dozen of eggs that I cooked. So here I'm going to start creating my little chickens. And look at those colors, guys. Look at those vibrant colors. And people get scared because they'll be like, girl. And when you bite into these, it's only the outside of the egg whites that is colored. The rest of the egg white in the middle and stuff is white. It doesn't have no color in it. But let me tell you something. This recipe, whew, not only I have fun making it, but they came out so delicious, guys. So delicious. So delicious. So here, guys, I am adding my little eyes. to my little chickens. Look at you see the shape of those eyes, they're little oval, and you created that yourself with the straw technique and the black olives. And now I'm gonna add the little mouth, which is basically carrot. And I'm gonna continue to the next. Look at how pretty they are, guys. This is so much fun, and especially something to do with the kids and even with other grown-ups. Just have fun. Just have fun. And then ask each other do like a little competition with your friends. Invite them over and drink your little wine or whatever it is that you do, and just okay, who created the best little chicken? It's just a great time to spend with your loved one, with your family, with your friends. All right. So on this one, these are the long one. I'm using what we call a rose tip. All right. And for cake decorators and people in the pastry industry, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And this, again, you find it in the baking aisle and Michael's and Joanne Fabric, all those places. And for rose tip, the main tip that you want to get to create roses is either number 1 or 4, which is the most popular one, or 1 or 3. Okay, and here I wanted to show you, if you make a mistake, don't get scared. Just remove it, as you can see, and just create another petal, guys. It's no big deal. Just play around with it and add as many petals as you want. It all depends how big you want your rose to be. Okay. And look at that. And then just grab the scissor and just remove it. And the little device that you see me using is called a rose nail. Also, they sell it right next to the tips. All right. And when you're making your rose, you do a dial up going up. And then you start with the petals. Go up, down, release. Up, down, release. Up, down, release. Turn around. Up, down, release. As you can see, I'm turning that nail every time I'm making a petal to make the rose. And guess what, guys? If you don't like none of the petals, guess what you could do? Put the egg yolk back in the bowl and then start all over. There is no right and wrong here. As you can see. And then remove the rose and put it on your eggshell. And here I'm adding leaves, and those are just pieces of parsley, guys. It's a garnish, and if you don't like to eat it, when it's time to eat it, just remove it. Okay? It's still eatable. And now this other halves, again, I'm using the rose nail, and I'm just creating a little circle to fill up the little gap in the center. And these guys, these are butterfly made out rice waffle paper. I think I'm saying it right. Or rice paper. They don't got no taste, guys. They don't taste like nothing. But look how pretty. So you got your Easter devil eggs. And I'm telling you, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Leave me some comments below. And have a wonderful Easter. And a wonderful day. As you can see, look at our little chickens. They got different hairstyles.